So this is the final project. I got the pattern C. Um, yeah. This is, as I understand this project, I call this across with triangle edges. Right here, as you can see, just creates a triangle each side, but it's still a cross. So, and it just repeats this in different orders. The other one is up right here, and the other one is down right here, and this one is right next to it. And this starts before this. So I tried creating this in different ways I could. The first thing I did was to draw a grid. I set up my turtle screen, set up my turtle T, then her pen size as 1. So, and I did the tracer to move it as fast as I can to see what she's working on. And the first function I wrote was the square function with a size. So it's just, as the docstring says, it draws a single square. It's simple as that one. Just right here, as you can see, it's drawing the square. Then the second function was to draw multiple squares, which are 8 squares horizontally, by using the square function as a helper function. So it did 8 squares horizontally, like this way. So the next one was the grid, the whole grid. It had a size, a color for the turtle, and a color that she fills in, assigned as color 1. So this use line of square as a helper function to do this. As you can see right here, I assigned color for Tess and what she fills the color with, and it draws 6 of the line of squares, which is 6 squares horizontally and 8 squares, 6 squares vertically and 8 squares horizontally. So yeah, as the doc string explains, it what I said right now, 8 squares horizontally and 6 squares vertically, which fills the color with color 1, which is light blue. So this is basically what this function did. The next function is this exact same function, but when she does a grid, she uses color 3. And I use this for the color switch, so I have the same function twice, but with different colors. So this is exactly the same thing what she did, and yeah, but it was different color. So she draws a square, then line of square, and agreed by line of squares times 6. And this is what she does. She does the line of square and moves back. When she finished the line of square, she finished it right here, then goes back and starts doing another line of squares. So this is what it's supposed to do for this. And the first one was assigned for a light blue, but now it's assigned for a hot pink, so it's a color change, right? The next one is the cross, what I did. So a cross was triangle edges. So I didn't use any helper function in here. This is just another function that I would use on the final function, on the mother function to call it. So it does it again. Yeah, and it uses color 2 assigned for the cross. So this is this start after she finished doing the grid. She finished right here, but I bring her back around here to start doing the cross. So she does the same thing as a cross do, but a little bit different with diagonal lines to create the triangle edges right here. And the same thing. So this is me ordering my turtle again and again to move herself in different positions so she can complete doing this. And color 2, every time she does this, her color is black. She aligns it with the color black and hot pink, filling it with a hot pink. The next one is the same function with a color light blue. So it says assign color 4, and this is the second cross when I do this color switch. That's the same thing, but different color. As you can see right here. Next one is the one I call it the big triangle because it creates the other big triangle when it creates the pattern. So another cross comes right here and another cross comes right here, which creates a perfect diagonal square right here. The doc string explains this. So she uses the color 2, but yeah, for the first color switch pattern. So this is color 2, and color 2 is assigned to hot pink. That's why she's doing a hot pink. This is the same thing for the big triangle one. This is called big triangle 2 and uses color 4 and does the same thing as big triangle 1. Creates the diagonal square with a light bulb filling. So it's exactly what the function is supposed to do. It just moves tests around multiple times to create this. The next one is my second grid, and my second grid is it's right below the first cross to make the illusion that there's another cross before it. So it creates the big diagonal square. So I did this. This uses the square function again from the first grid function, and it does 16 squares horizontally and 2 squares vertically. And it uses the color light blue. So as I explained, it creates a grid under the first grid, which is for the cross one, and this is used to do the second pattern, which creates the illusion that there is another cross before it. Yeah. And the same thing that as the second grid one, as I said, I used to function the same but different color change. So this color is color 3, and color 3 is assigned to hot pink. So every time she does this, she fills it with a pink color. And this is used to do the second pattern right here. The next pattern is a little bit long, but basically what it's doing is it draws a pattern, as I said, creates the illusion that there is another cross with triangle edges under the first cross, but before it. You know what I mean? So it uses like another color with the color 2, which is the hot pink. As you can see right here, this is the second grid and the second grid one, and this is the illusion that there's another cross above it, but this is another cross's edge. So it's under it but starts before the first cross. So it creates the big diagonal square right here. You can see it right now, but yeah, that's the main point of what this function is doing. So this is the same thing. This is called the second pattern 2, which is assigned with color 4, and it uses the second grid 2 and draws the second pattern 2. So every time I move the test to do this square with triangle edge with it, a little bit of triangle in it, and again there's this square and triangle edge, and the same thing again. So this is under the first pattern, which is the cross, the full cross. This is what it looks like. This is repeat one. This is my cross function. This is the grid function, and this is the big triangle function. So every time this function goes, it goes in a for loop and does the grid, the cross, and the big triangle. When she finished doing the grid and the cross, she finished it in a different position. She finished it right here, so I have to move her every time to do the big square. So she finishes right here doing the cross and moves to here to start doing the second big triangle. So as you can see, this creates a cross. There is another cross right here, makes the illusion to create the diagonal square. This is what it's supposed to do, and it's assigned color 1 and color 2. Repeat 2 is a little bit different. It's mostly the same, but a little bit different. How it's assigned color 3 and color 4. So color 3 is hot pink and color 4 is light blue. So the first repeat was light blue and hot pink, but now it's hot pink and light blue. So every time it goes in a for loop, does the second grid, the second cross, and it my turtles change her position to do the other big triangle. So she finished right here and goes on to do it right here. This is the full pattern. The full pattern is using the repeat one, the second grid 1, and the second pattern 1. So when I say 1, it's using the color 1 and color 2. So color 1 and color 2 are assigned to light blue and hot pink. So this is the first full pattern. This. So as you can see, the first one was to do a cross. There's another cross above it, and below it and next to it, which creates a diagonal square right here. So it's the same thing again. There's a square under it, but starts before the first square, and again it does a diagonal square, and it goes on. So this is this is the grid, the cross function, this is the big triangle function. Then this is the second grid and the second pattern 1. Yes. The full pattern 2 is exactly the same as full pattern 1, but uses color 3 and color 4, and uses repeat 1, repeat 2, second grid 2, and second pattern 2, because this functions use the 3 and 4, color 3 and 4. So she does this basically, then goes on to the next one, which is this. The first one was light blue and hot pink, but now the full pattern is hot pink and light blue. So this is the color switch. Now there's another color switch function to create this. It uses the full pattern 1 and full pattern 2. Full pattern 1 uses color 1 and 2. Full pattern 2 uses color 3 and 4. So it basically does 4 of them vertically, the full patterns. So first it's light blue and hot pink, grid with a light blue, and a grid with a cross with a hot pink. Then the second one is it does a hot pink grid and a light blue cross. So it goes on and it does it 4 times. So it goes this, again this. So it's 4. Just like this one. So light blue, hot pink, light blue. Again, light blue, hot pink, light blue. Color switch 2 is exactly the same as color switch 1, but it has slightly different. The first thing she does is